Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Liz and we do a lot of beauty content around here, mainly makeup tutorials, which is what you're going to see today. Today's makeup tutorial is going to be a 5-look, one kind of collection. It's an eyeshadow palette and a face palette from NARS. This is the Summer Unrated collection that came out a couple of months ago. This is the eyeshadow palette. Just open him up for you. And this is what we're going to be using throughout this whole tutorial. And I will just open up the face palette for you. So I got my face palette in the shade Orgasm X and Casino. These are my preferred colors. The other two just didn't work for me, so that was the shade that I grabbed for the face palette. I don't believe there were any other products that came out with this little collection. I could be wrong, but I don't think that there was. So this is one of the looks that you're going to see today. So if you're excited, let's get on and watch the tutorials.
Starting off the look, I'm taking my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer. This is my go-to Holy Grail base. I'm just popping a little bit on my eye and then blending it out with Real Technique setting brush so we have a nice even base for eyeshadow application. I'm going in with this soft brown, it's kind of like a transition shade, and I'm taking it on a fluffy brush and packing that on the inner corner the outer corner and blending it through the crease. What I will do here is pack it on and then blend it out, pack it on and blend it out. And doing this really helps to build up the intensity of the color while making sure that you have a really good blend over the process of building it up. Next, I'm dipping into this deep warm brown on the same brush, and I'm focusing this in the outer crease to begin with, and I'll slowly start to bring that over, really focusing that on the crease and not really going too high with it. This is the definition, the shade that I'm using for the definition, so I will do the same process as before, pack it on in the area that I want it the most and then blend it out, then pack it on and blend it out until I'm happy with the depth and the blend up in the crease area. What I'm also doing is tapping that on just the outer corner of the lid. Then I'm going to go in with this bone shade. It's very similar to my skin tone, so I'm using it as my blend out shade. You could also use it as a transition shade, but where I popped the crease color would have been where the transition shade would have been. So what I'll do is I'll go back and repeat that whole process and blend it out to make sure everything's nice and seamless. And then I'm switching brushes to a flat brush and taking this really gorgeous, it's kind of like a plum foil shade, and I'm packing that on the lid. So I'm focusing on the outer third of the lid, and then I'm going over to this really gorgeous light pink foil, and I'm packing that on the inner half of the lid, and I will blend those two foils together. And once I've got that first application on, I will go in with that crease color and just make sure I didn't lose any intensity. And then last off, I'm taking that light shimmer and packing that on underneath the arch of the brow. So here what I'm doing is I'm just taking the dark grey in the palette and I'm just pressing that along my lashes and just along the tape line. So I'm basically giving myself a winged eyeliner just with eyeshadow, so it's there and it definitely defines, but it's not as harsh as a jet black eyeliner. Going in with some mascara. On the waterline, I will take this nude eyelining crayon from Essence just to really open up the eyes, and then I'm taking that same highlight shade and popping that on the inner corner. I've also applied some false lashes, so I'm going in with the bronzer first and just defining my cheekbones, and then I will go in with the blush on top and I just press that in so there's a beautiful blend. That completes our first look. Starting off our second look, I am taking my Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer, tapping a bit of that onto my eye, and then using my Real Technique setting brush to blend it out. The first shade I'm going to take today is this deep grey, and I'm taking a fluffy brush and I'm pushing that into my crease. So as usual, I'm doing my normal trick. I'm packing it on and then blending it out, packing it on and blending it out, so that I have a really nice blend. Next, I'm moving up to this orange, I want to say foil. It's like a copper orange. It's absolutely stunning. I'm taking it on a flat brush, and it actually applied very well with the brush. I did end up using a bit of my finger towards the end just to get all that shimmer on. But what I'm doing here is I'm using the brush to pack it on into the crease as well, so it kind of darkens without taking the shimmer away. Then I'm going in with that satin shade and just going over the crease, and that just helps keep the glitter basically all over the look without getting muddled. Then I'm taking that light pinky peach shade and I'm popping that on the inner corner. And then I decided to change it up today, and I'm using a face paint for eyeliner, and I've chosen a brown. I think a black would have looked nice. It would look nice without liner, just some mascara, but I just really wanted to do a brown liner, and I absolutely loved the finished look. So now the eyes are completed, I'm just moving on to the face, using the same face palette and taking the bronzer and really just defining my cheekbones and along my hairline, and then I will tap in some of that blush to complete the look. For lips, I'm taking this lipstick from the MAC Magnificent Moon collection. I will have all the names listed below at some point, but that completes look number 2. Starting off look number 3, I'm taking my Too Faced concealer, tapping that on the lid and blending it out with my Real Techniques setting brush. Going into the palette, my first shade today is this really pretty warm peach. I'm taking that on a fluffy brush and packing that into the crease area. I'm doing my normal trick, packing it on and blending it out. I want to focus this in the crease and not taking it into the inner corner too much. I want to keep the eyes looking quite open. And on the outer corner there, I'm not taking it down very far. I'm not having any sharp lines or anything, no tape. So I want to make sure I'm not taking it down so far that when I clean up, it looks like I've gone for that tape edge. Once I've packed that color on in the crease, I'm taking a clean blending brush and a translucent face powder just to help blend it out. I'm really going for a soft blend with this one. Then I'm taking that beautiful plum shade and I'm taking a flat brush and just packing that on the lid, leaving the inner corner free. And what I'll do is I'll pack that on, blend it up a little bit, and go between it and the crease shade to build it up and make sure everything's nice and blended and not losing any intensity or shimmer. Taking this pinky skin color shade, and I'm just taking that through the outer V and kind of blending it across the top of the plum just to help blend it up. And then on the inner corner, I'm taking this really pretty gold. So I'll go between it and the plum shade on the lid, and to blend these I generally just tap and kind of swipe on the edges so that we keep the color intensity there, but we have a little bit of a blend. And then I'm taking this eyeliner pen and I'm just pressing that into my upper lash line and thickening it out on that outer corner, but I'm not doing a wing for this one. Then after that, I will go in with some mascara, curl my lashes, and that's the eyes done. Moving on to the face, as you've seen, I'm going to take the bronzer just to warm up my face, define my cheekbones, and then I'll go in with the blush and just tap that in over the top for a really nice glow. Starting off this next look, I'm taking my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, tapping it all over the lid, and then using my Real Techniques setting brush to blend that out for a nice and easy base to work with. Going into the palette, I'm taking that plum shade today, and what I'm doing here, I've applied some tape so I want a really sharp edge. I'm taking a flat packing brush and I'm tapping that across the lid where you would do your winged eyeliner. So I'm taking that up past the crease as if it's on an eyeliner, and I'm making sure that I'm packing that color on. Next, I'm going in with this pink shimmer on a small blending brush and going through my upper crease. So when my eyes are open, you can still see where I'm placing the color. I'm not going into my actual crease. And what I'm doing is I'm slowly blending that across into the inner corner, but I'm also connecting it up on the outer corner where the purple was placed for the wing across the tape area. So now I'm going in with a blending brush and just softening that. Shimmers and metallics are really hard to blend out. So if you do it in the beginning stages before you build it out, blend and build and blend and build really helps to add to the blendedness of the look. So I'm using a translucent powder to help that process, and then I'm going in with this gorgeous light pinky shade foil, and I'm popping that all over the lid where there is no color. So this look is 100% metallic and I was obsessed with it. Going in with my finger and that pinky shade just to tap it on to make sure that we keep all of those sparkles. Then for the lower lash line, I'm taking that plum on an angled brush and just running that super close to my waterline. And then taking my mascara, doing a few coats of it, top and bottom, curling them, and then the eyes are completed. Going in for the face, same as every other look this video, using the bronzer to define and warm up my skin, and then I will go in with the blush and tap that in so we have a nice summer glow. I'm taking this gorgeous hot pink lipstick, and then I'm going in with the Revolution Friends collection. This is the Ross lip gloss over top, and that is the face makeup and eyes completed. Starting off the final look for this video, I'm taking the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer as usual on my lid, and then I am taking the Real Techniques setting brush to blend it out. I'd love to know your opinion on my eyebrows in this look. I changed it up and I want to know what you think. Starting off this look, I'm going in with this mid-tone brown and I'm taking a pointed blending brush, and what I'm doing is packing it in the outer V to begin with. I'm packing it on, and then after I've packed on a whole heap, then I will start to kind of wiggle my brush. I really want to keep the intensity of this shade in that outer V. I don't want to really go any further from that. Using my translucent face powder to help with this blending process. This shadow is a matte, so it's really using the translucent powder really works with this shade because it is a matte, so it's a matte blending with matte. So I'm going over the edges, kind of pulling it in a little bit on the inner crease, just so it has kind of like that C shape. Then I took these two matte bone shades and I used it just on the outer edge of that crease, just to make sure that it was really blended out and had a really nice transition. Then I'm going back into that mid-tone brown that we placed in the crease. So I'm connecting the outer V into the outer corner of the lower lash line, and I'm keeping it in that outer corner. I'm not going more than halfway across the lid, keeping it really on that outer V area. I'm taking a mix of those two bone shades once again, and I'm using that on the lid. So I've mixed them together on the brush, and I'm packing that on the center of the eyelid. Then I'm taking the lighter shade in the palette, which is the shimmer, like a light white shimmer, and I'm packing it on the inner corner and then packing it over the top of those mid-tone mattes. And what this has done is it gives a really beautiful ombre transition. So you still have that shimmer on the lid without having to mix multiple shimmers. For liner, I'm taking this gel liner. This is the OXX Cosmetics one. It's the one from the brand from Kmart. This is super dry and it dragged really badly. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to buy, like what mixing medium would be really good to help loosen that one up a little bit. So once I'd done that, I just kept the liner on the eyelid. I did not do a wing. I popped on mascara top and bottom, and then finally to highlight, I'm taking that light shimmer shade from the palette and just going under the eyebrows and in the inner corner, and I did drag it along the inner waterline just a little bit to keep it all open. Then I popped on some lashes, and then to finish off the face, of course, using the bronzer to warm up my complexion, and then using the blush and just tapping that on the apples of my cheeks. Then to finish off the lips, I'm going in with this lip liner, and I will line and fill them in, and then I'll go in with this gorgeous matte liquid lip from Audacious Cosmetics. All names will be listed down below at some point, so if you're curious, have a look down there.
So that is it for this tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I would like to just give a little bit of an update on the way my channel is going. Doing these multiple looks per palette, that is, you know, a bigger palette, is taking quite a long time and becoming quite draining. And I'm kind of not wanting to do that anymore. Not the palette idea, just the amount. So this will be the last palette video that is 5 looks. From now on, it doesn't matter the size of the palette, it'll just be 3 looks per palette. I hope that that's okay. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments if you have any, and I'd also love to know what you think about the looks that I created from this palette. I have really enjoyed wearing more shimmers and glitters and not actually having false lashes. Today's the first time that I've put lashes on in such a long time, and of course I love lashes, like everyone loves lashes, but you know, those little tricks that I've found, I'd love to know if you want to see a video on my lash technique, just something that I've been working on. Please let me know down in the comments. Anyway, I must toddle off. I have to head off to work today. So I hope that you are having a fantastic day or night wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.